thought this was a really, really good episode. But Wale, go home. Ashley is not going to pick you. Hell, even her friends didn't pick you. What's up, everybody? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. We're here to talk The Love Hotel, Episode 6, The Love Boat. If you guys are brand new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, thumbs up the video, leave your comments down below. All right. So this episode, they have their guests come in, like their BFFs, all that type of stuff. And all it made me want is for Cynthia to be on the show. Like, I know that Cynthia is dating someone right now, but I would love to see 50 Cent. I would love to see Cynthia on the show. So it starts off that morning with the men are asking Giselle what she has learned about herself by being there. And Giselle said, look, she didn't know what to expect, but she was open to learning men or learning more about these men that she could possibly be with forever, which means she didn't learn anything about herself, okay? So Theo tells Giselle that black women and white men have the least likely divorce rate. So she appreciates the fact that he did some research because remember, Theo has never dated a black woman before. So Joel comes down and lets the group know that they will be going on one-on-one yacht dates today. So they go around and pick. Giselle picks Theo, Shannon picks Earl. Shannon, leave Earl alone. You don't like this man. You know you don't like this man. Leave his ass alone. Ashley picks Ralph. Again, Wale looks upset because anytime Ashley does not pick Wale, he's all but a weep, okay? And then Luann picks Mark, which has James side-eyeing her. So Ashley thinks that she can teach Ralph how to kiss much like she did Michael. Spare us, Ashley. Spare us. So they're on the yacht. It's a good time. Everyone's having fun. Everyone's dancing, all that type of stuff. Now, Ralph has his shirt open because they're on a yacht. They're on a boat. They're in water. They're getting ready to get in the water. So everyone's having a good time. And Shannon is mad that Earl's shirt is unbuttoned. I am so sick of Shannon. In meeting Shannon, Meeting Shannon has only done one thing for me, and that is make me never want to see her ass on another show. Shannon gets on my last everlasting nerve. She holds my nerve every episode, and she just tosses it up. Like, why are you mad about this? Talking about some, well, I was raised proper. Are you? You were raised proper? Bitch, you drink and drive. What the fuck are you? No, no. No. Let's reset, okay? So Ashley is trying to convince us and herself that she likes Ralph. You don't like that man. You just like that he's an older white man, Ashley. So Giselle's talking to Earl, and she's asking him if he can see himself in Shannon's world. And he's like, Shannon is fancy and expensive. And Earl said he has never dated somebody that is expensive like that. Well, Shannon's not going to work, okay? So we then see Luann and Mark are talking, and he kisses her. I'm not a fan of Mark. To be honest, I don't know why Mark got brought back, but cool. So back at the resort, Ashley invites Wale to her room and they have dinner there, or like light snacks, if you will. And she asks him about his home life. She said because she can't picture it. And he's like, oh, I let the sun wake me up, but then if it's an office day, I go into the office. Otherwise, I might be picking up my nieces and hanging out with them after school, whatever the case. He lives a normal life. He's not on a reality TV show, Ashley. So she's like, oh, I love that you have just a normal life. So she said that she had a vision of him meeting Dean and Dylan, her sons. So James is downstairs saying that Luann loves me. Okay, and she's just being nice to Mark, but she loves me. So meanwhile, Luann is over to the side telling Mark that she can do whatever she wants to do and date whoever she wants to date and spend time with whoever she wants to spend time with. Back over by James, was James drunk? Did James have an upper? But back over with James, he's telling everybody that Luann is his girlfriend. Okay? And everybody is like, girlfriend? He said, yeah. He's in his confessional saying that if she does choose Mark, then she isn't coming back to him because he don't want no sloppy seconds. I said, I know that's right, but James, you doing too much. Like, too much, sir. Okay? James is weird. I feel like James is doing this for TV time, but I could be wrong. So the next morning, Joe brings in some of the ladies' friends. So we have Cynthia Bailey, who is apparently besties with Luann. Shannon's daughters come. Cal comes for Giselle, who we know is her hairdresser. Don't touch her hair. Whoever is doing Giselle's hair while she is at the Love Hotel is doing a good job. Don't touch her hair, Cal, because you be giving her you know what you be doing, okay? And then we have Brent, who is one of Ashley's friends from back home that we have never seen, but it's one of Ashley's friends, okay? So the guests will be choosing who their friend goes out on a date with later that night, and they're going to be joining as well. So before we do that, we're going to let everybody mix and mingle so that their guests can make a very informed decision. Okay, so Shannon's daughters are asking Earl where he sees himself in 10 years. Girl, hopefully still alive. Look at the ages on these people. But Earl said that he wants to open some geriatric daycares and some assisted living facilities, which is very noble of him. I love that idea. Giselle is talking to Theo, Phil and Theo and has them rank sex, food, and sleep. Phil said sex, food, sleep in that order. Giselle said for her is sex, sleep, food. Giselle is a damn lie. Food should have been first because anytime we see Giselle, she is eating, she is snacking. And there's nothing wrong with that. But whenever we are watching the Housewives of Potomac, if it's one thing Jizzy is going to be doing, is she's going to be at that food table. Don't do that, Giselle. But Cal throws it, makes a joke, and it's like, we know Giselle values sleep because she's in bed by 8. And we have seen that when it's time for the cameras to go down, Giselle takes her ass to bed. So Brent is asking Wale how would he feel about being a stepdad. And Wale said it depends on the children. That is the wrong answer. Oh my God. He's like, it depends on if the children like me or not. Ashley, another X next to Wale. That was the wrong answer, baby. That was the wrong answer. So Ashley has them play this or that. And they're asking like mountain or beach, whatever the case. And I feel like Ashley was purposely asking or purposely stating the opposite of Wale so that Brant would pick Ralph for her. That's just me. I could be wrong, but I feel like that's what she was doing. So Cynthia is asking, Luann had a little crew with her. Luann had James, Mark, and I don't know who Mitch is, but Mitch is 65. I don't even remember Mitch being there, okay? But she's asking the three of them if they feel like they can fit into Luann's life. So James is all hugged up on Cynthia while starting to like grill the other guys. And I was looking like, James, why are you hanging on Cynthia like that? And you can tell like Cynthia was cool with it, but Luann was cool with it too until because it's harmless, right? It's harmless. But Luann was cool with it too until James started asking Mitch if he could love Luann the way that she needs to be loved. And she was like, be a gentleman, you doing too much. Like now you doing too damn much. So Luann snaps and it's like, take your arm from around Cynthia. That's not your girlfriend. She's my girlfriend. Don't touch her. So Luann goes off and Cynthia was sitting there like, uh-huh. Uh-huh. Because what else, I mean, what can you say? So back with Joe, the ladies are now gonna have their friends pick who their date is gonna be with. Cynthia picks Mark for Luann. James looks upset. Brent picks Ralph for Ashley. Of course, Wale is about to cry. Cal picks Phil for Jizzy. Theo took it in stride. I feel like that was the toss up because Giselle's not gonna leave with either one of them, anyways. So that was the toss up. And then Shannon's daughter picked Earl. They had no other choice. Earl was the only person that Shannon introduced them to, okay? So Ashley has a mixology class, which I feel like Ashley always mixing some drinks, right? So Ashley is asking Ralph, does he see himself melding with someone or living two separate lives? Because Ralph lives in, I believe he's in Nashville, and she doesn't see herself uprooting herself and her kids to move there. Michael's not gonna let you take them kids, Ashley. So it's not a matter of you not wanting to do it. Michael's not gonna let you do it, and you know it. You are going to have to find somebody within the city. But okay. So Ralph then said that he is an impatient guy. And because he is so impatient, he researched ADHD and dyslexia and all this other type of stuff. And he felt that, man, I have all of these qualities. So he did not self diagnose, Amanda Seals, but he went to see someone about it. And then he talks about how he's not able to read a full book because it just looks like alphabet soup to him, and Ashley finds it sexy that he was very vulnerable about this, okay? Giselle is doing the baking class, which is right up her alley. We know that Giselle can bake. So Phil talks about how his communication has improved because Giselle tells Cal that they met with an astrologer. You know, Giselle is a Virgo and Phil is an Aquarius. And she was saying that the astrologer told her that Aquarius shift and they kind of change themselves. And it's not always for the bad, but you know, they can be a lot. And I know my father is an Aquarius, okay? So Phil then was like, yeah, you know, I've worked on my communication. It's improved because back before, when I would feel away or get upset or whatever the case, I would just disappear for days. And you know, I was kind of controlling. Like Phil is just Lord, okay? Doing all this stuff that is just pushing Giselle away. Pushing her away. So Cal is like, okay, so while Phil works on his vulnerability and Giselle, you're working on transparency, how is this going to work? And Phil is like through communication. So Giselle is in her confessional saying that Phil has been just kind of hiding this from her and she feels the way about that. He's been trying to present himself as a certain way and she don't like that. So Shannon is taking a guacamole making class. Don't give me no class about guacamole. I can make it. I can make it. Avocado, tomatoes or pimentos, whatever is your pleasure. Some spices, some jalapenos if you feeling it. Like I just don't insult me by taking me to a guacamole class. But Shannon's daughters are asking if Earl has ever watched The Housewives. And he was like, no. He's heard about it because like he's in America, but he thought that Orange County was in Florida. And they're like, there is one. And so Earl is like, do you expect your partner? Would you want me to watch every episode with you? And Shannon is like, well, it's a big part of my life. I would want you to kind of know what is going on. So watching the episodes back is probably the hardest part, but I want you to understand what's happening in my life because it is a big part of my life. So Earl said, well, it would be kind of hard to watch you on the show and you're hurt and you're crying because if this is excuse me, if this is any indication on how she gets down, I know she's annoying as fuck on the show. I know it. So Shannon is like, look, now I don't know if I can date a simple man. Shannon, you are the problem, baby. You. Oh my God. So Luann is taking a paella making class with Cynthia and Mark was cutting that onion all wild and cut his damn finger. Why were you cutting like that, anyways? So Cynthia asked Mark if he's ever dated anyone that is Luann's age. He said close, but he typically goes for younger women, but he is really looking for somebody he can have fun with. And he's like, I like you, Luann. I like you. And she's like, oh, you like me? He's like, I don't love you like James. Doesn't that scare you? Mark, focus. Focus, because why are you worried about what James is doing? Don't do that. Don't do that. So Cynthia asks Mark if he thinks that they are compatible, and Mark does. So Cynthia said that they would be amazing friends, but it's not clicking for her that they would be amazing together. And I feel the same way that Cynthia does. I honestly and truly do. So after the date, Wale and Ashley are talking about accents, and he doesn't know where his accent is coming from because that is not how the other Rhode Islanders, is that what they're called? The other Rhode Islanders, that's not how they talk. And then he teaches her how to say hi in Yoruba. She was trying to get him to speak in Nigerian by being like, I like the Nigerian accent. Do you, Ashley? Jesus. So James is over telling everybody that he loves Luann. And he's his girl and she's his girlfriend. And it's giving. I gotta be real with you. James, you doing too much. I don't like James. I don't like James. James was cool at first, but James is doing too much. So the next morning, Earl is taking Shannon's daughter some gifts to remember the resort by and their trip by. Very cute idea. He just gives them probably just some necklaces from like one of the shops that's on the resort. And Shannon is whining about not being able to criticize Earl, telling her daughters, like, he doesn't like when I criticize him. Who would? Shannon? Nobody wants to be criticized. Nobody wants to hear that all the time. Nobody. You don't like that man, leave him alone. Oh my God, leave him alone. Don't we see Earl trying to push up on Giselle the next episode? Leave him alone. So they're all back down with Joel, and he lets the ladies know that there is an elimination right now. And I'd be damned if Giselle is like, what, Giselle? You're not going home with either one of them. It doesn't matter. So everybody is kind of shook, and it's like, whatever. He then laughs and said that he's joking and said that they do leave in 3 days. That is their final checkout. So decisions do need to be made soon. And that was the end of the episode. I like this episode. I thought that this was a good one. I just wish that we would get longer dates with everybody because I feel like we're missing some like key moments in these dates that will probably help like pull some stuff together. What were James and Luann talking about that he is like in love with her? You know what I mean? I feel like we're missing some things, but let me know what you guys thought about this. Check out my recap for the Housewives of Atlanta. If you watch Love Island USA, that starts tomorrow, I believe. I'll be recapping that. Basketball Wives, some other stuff. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Thumbs up the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.